Hey everyone. I don't know if you ever have self doubt, but I sure as heck do. Yes. And it comes at the strangest times and it happens more often than I'd like. But one of the biggest tips that I realized was that I had to become aware of my own self talk. Yes, the thoughts that go inside your head and you're thinking talking to yourself, doesn't that qualify as crazy? No, we all do it. We all have that talk internally. The question is whether it's a positive one or a negative one. Dr. Daniel Amen talks about ANTs, automatic negative thoughts, ANTS. And I really think about this as far as the impact that we have. So let's do it this way. Let's imagine that I came to your kitchen and I put a tiny little breadcrumb on the counter and one tiny little ant found it. What else is coming? Oh, you bet. Yes, the entire colony is moving in. They are setting up camp. They have found a food source. Well, our brain is no different. When we allow one negative thought in our brain, what else is coming? Another one, and another one, and another one. And this is where we allow ourselves to feed into lack of self confidence, and we have a chance to allow anything or anyone from the past to take over, and that self talk continues to spiral downward. When it comes to you and you bringing your best self to others, I want you to step into what we call at Ignite Your Shine, your lion of greatness. Yes, your lion of greatness, and learn to shut down that self talk. So, a strategy that I did and that worked a lot for me was one day I set apart some time, and it was about a 5 hour block. And I said, you know what? I am going to become aware every few minutes. I want to know what are my thoughts. I wanted to see how much negativity did I have because I actually consider myself to be a pretty positive person. And I was horrified, but not what I thought was going to be horrified about. I was horrified at the amount of self-talk I had that was negative about myself. And I kept going back and thinking, how many times have I heard from people, would you say what you say to yourself to a friend? Because if you did, you wouldn't have any friends. Yet, we seem to be okay with putting ourselves down. That's why it's so important to remember the lion of greatness that we have. And we step into what the strengths are and what we do well and stop beating ourselves up over what we can't do. According to Gallup research, a strength will be a strength, but a weakness will never become a strength. I'm going to say that again. A strength will stay a strength, but a weakness will never become a strength. Now, that means that we will improve. But what it means is, though, that it will never truly become a strength of ours. So why do we continue to do that self-talk and put ourselves down? No, we need to put a stop to this. It doesn't mean that we go about being arrogant and I'm amazing and I'm so fantastic and what we call shine-tastic. No, it is all about you owning who you are and being proud of who you are. And unfortunately, when it comes to us taking a step into a direction of something that we want to do, we often allow those fears to overcome. We allow that self-talk to take over and we let it rule with a decision. What I want for you, should you choose, is I want you to say, you know what, when it comes to me sharing my strengths and sharing my gifts and sharing my line of greatness, I don't want to be afraid. I want to step into the arena, as Brene Brown calls it, and it comes from a Teddy Roosevelt quote, but stepping into the arena and stepping up to what you have to offer. You have an opportunity through consulting to give your best self to others. Imagine that. Imagine the impact that you get to make and the lives that you get to change. I often think about that quote or that poem that has to do with the starfish. And I love that story, do not get me wrong. But if you're not familiar with it, it's about a gentleman, and there's different versions, but about a gentleman walking down the beach and he sees a little girl who is picking up a starfish and throwing it in the ocean. And there are thousands and thousands of starfish on the beach. And she continues to pick up one and throw in the ocean. And he walks up to her and he says, what are you doing? There's no way you can save it. You can't make a difference because there are thousands here on the beach. And the little girl turns and looks at him and said, made a difference to that one, and threw it into the ocean. I love that story. At the same time, though, what if we made a bigger difference than just one? Right? It's a personal, I don't know the word exactly for it, but it's a little bit of a personal thing that I have when we say, if I made the difference with just one. As great as that sounds, but you know what? I truly believe we can make a difference with way more than just one. So when it comes to consulting, you bring your best self forward, you step into that arena, and you have an opportunity to not make a difference with just one, but with so many more. And I know you already do that with the role that you have, but imagine that's expanding that even further. We're in this arena together, and I hope to have an opportunity to be able to support you with whatever you choose, with whatever that looks like. And I can't wait to see you make it happen. Stay in touch.